Hello there everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews. So today we are going to continue on with the Kingdom review. So next up we have Kingdom Deluxe class Paleotrex. So let's get down to the review table and see what the big deal is for this figure. So let's get it on, man, let's go! But of course we cannot forget to look at the packaging first. So you see a nice beautiful artwork there for Paleotrex himself and his robot mode and his dino mode. His dino mode looks like there's nothing going on there because you see there's like holes, there are gaps, and you don't see the robot mode bits. For the robot mode you can see there's a lot of things going on here. It's like, what? So he's a deluxe class, Kingdom over Cybertron Trilogy, Transformers, Generations, Paleotrex, Predacon symbol, Over Cybertron Trilogy, WFC-K7, and you got a beautiful artwork there for the Kingdom poster, and you got the obligatory product shots right here, 32 steps, robot mode, dino mode, you can just unplug all of his parts and put it on the warpath just because, and that is pretty much it for the packaging itself. And here is Paleotrex himself fully transformed into his dino mode. Very bony, very skeletal. Well, these are the new Fossilizers, and their gimmick is basically the same as the Siege Weaponizers and the Earthrise Modulators. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure you can hear that little bark in the background. Woof woof. I'm sorry about my dog. Anyway, let me clear my throat first because my voice cracked. Oh dear. Oh wow. Anyway, so yeah, let's get closer. So we're gonna take a look at his head sculpt. Yeah, look at that. Very creepy, very hollow, but that's why I like it. You know, it's hollow, just like an ordinary skull bone thing. But yeah, nicely detailed, nicely colored. I love the paint on the teeth. There's no front teeth. Why? He's missing a tooth. Anyway, so yeah, you can see there's the head of the robot mode just hanging out right there. So I've heard that, you know, it's kind of hard to get this in because you're supposed to get this all the way in. I had no problem because when I put this in, it doesn't get stuck. So, you know, basically it's just my copy. I don't know, but anyway. So yeah, you got a nice color fading all around. You got a nice dirty paint on the figure, which is pretty cool. Nice color fade on the legs as well. Nicely detailed all around. I do quite like it. Do have a Predacon symbol. Apparently, I did find out that all the Fossilizers are Predacons. They're all Predacons. What? Why? Why can't one of them be Maximals at least? But so his articulation, he can definitely open and close his mouth. He can chomp. Anyway, so he can actually look up, but you know, on this hinge, you know, there we go. And his little dino arms are on the ball joint, can rotate a full 360, can move in and out a little bit, and the legs can move in and out, and you know, get full splits. And you do have a swivel right here because, you know, but it's kind of tight, so I don't want to move it. You do have a knee joint right here, which is really nice, and you do have a little bit of rotation at the foot right here, and you can actually pivot the foot up and down. The toes. You can pivot the toes up and down through that hinge, or you can use this hinge if you want to. So that's pretty cool. He's pretty posable in his dino mode. Does he include any accessories? Well, he's basically the accessories. He's basically the accessories for your other figures, so duh. So he doesn't need to come with any other accessories. But anyway, so let us move on to some size comparisons. Here is Paleotrex compared with his wave mate Warpath, with a fellow Fossilizer, I forgot her name, Vertebrake, there we go, with the core class Rat Trap, with the core class Optimus Prime, with the Voyager class Optimus Primal, and last but not least with the big purple dinosaur Beast Wars Megatron or Kingdom Leader class Megatron. So that is pretty much it for the alt mode comparisons. Okay, so I think we are pretty much done with the dino mode itself. So I think we shall get down to the conversion of Paleotrex. So we can say, well, since he's a Predacon, so we can say Paleotrex terrorize! or Paleotrex parts forms anyway. So which mode shall we go through first? The robot mode or the weaponizing gimmick first? Why don't we do the weaponizing gimmick first? Yeah, we shall do the weaponizing gimmick first. Okay, so you want to unplug his legs. Unplug all his legs. There we go. Just unplug all that. Just unplug his chest as well. Unplug all this. And just unplug all that. Unplug all that. And there we go. So you want to unplug all this as well. So this you don't need to unplug because this is going to be the sword for your other figure. So just leave that there. And now we shall get started with this section. So actually that's pretty much it of what you want to do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, you want to actually take out his head and just unplug all that, and just remove this section right here. And this section right here, this kind of looks like Optimus Primal's mace. Yes, it looks like it. So yeah, it definitely. Whoa! I dropped it. Let me get it back. Hold on. I got it back. So anyway, so here is the mace right here for Optimus Primal. So speaking of Optimus Primal, I already have him right here, so he can actually hold this in his hand and hold his mace, which is pretty awesome. That's awesome. He's holding a head, but he's actually holding his mace. Right? He's homaging his mace. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. So anyway, let's move on. Let's see. So what do we do with this? We just leave it there. And what do we do with this? Just bring this down like so, and there you have that section done. So you have this post right here. So you're supposed to bring all this up. Just rotate up his dino arms. And now we need to unplug all this first. Let's unplug all this first. So now this will just come down. This become a claw. This come down on you. This becomes a claw, which is pretty awesome. So now you want to take this section right here. And what do you do with this? Hold on, let me pause for a minute here. I'll come back. Okay, so I have returned, so I know what I'm gonna do. So just straighten this all up and just plug this in like so, and just straighten all this up and just plug this in like so. So now you got these two ports right here, which will be for the leg section right here. Just bring this, just plug all this in, just plug all this in. And I think, whoa, it just doesn't want to plug in. Really? Just plug it in. Plug it in. There we go. There we go. Anyway, so just rotate this around, and there you have the claw section all done and ready. Oops. And rotate all the way. There we go. Just rotate like that. And there you go. So now we can use all these parts to put on Warpath. So we're gonna use Warpath. So I need to take off his shield and put this off to the side for now. So now we can take this whole section right here, and this will just plug into that port, and just plug it in. Bring this all aside. There we go. There you have that. It's gonna be weird, but hey, we're having fun here. So just plug in the shield on the other arm, and just plug in this thing on the other arm like so, and just plug this in like so. And the sword right here, just give him the big mighty sword. Just plug this into his hand, and he gets that big gigantic sort of murder doom or something. But let me raise up the camera so you can see the full effect right here. So and zoom out a little bit more. So there you go. So there you have Paleotrex just combined with Warpath right there. And this is actually one of the configurations that was shown in the instructions. So yeah, it's a really cool configuration, I will say. Looks ridiculous, but hey, it looks fun. It definitely looks really fun. So we shall move on to the next configuration that they actually show in the instructions. So you have to take off the sword right now. take out the sword, and you have to take this off right now. Just take all this off, like so. You don't have to take this off right now, you just have to unplug all of this, unplug all that, unplug all that. So now, what you do with these, you want to rotate this around, bring this down like so, and this will become like cannons. Just bring this down, just like so, and there you have that section all done and ready. So now, these sections right here, just bring this up, and there we go, and this will just bend like that, and just bring this up, and there you have the leg all done. So now, the other leg, same thing, just bring this all up, and just bring this down, and there you have another leg all done. So this will just go under Warpath's feet, but we don't do that yet. So this section right here will just go underneath his hand like so. It doesn't go all the way, it just stays like that. But anyway, so just leave it at that. And now this section right here, you want to bring this all the way down and just plug that in, and there you have that section all done. So now you want to take your sword right here, and you want to plug in right here, just like so, and you get a dino head on a weapon. That's pretty funny. But anyway, so just take this and just plug all this in. Just plug all it in, and he gets a big gigantic sword of murder, which is awesome, which is pretty cool. And you want to take this section right here, just plug it in underneath Warpath's feet, like so. I mean, you can actually rotate this around to have a more stable standing. And if you heard my dog barking in the background again, so oh man, my dog loves to bark. Anyway, so there you have the other configuration that was shown in the instructions. And Warpath is the big back heavy, so bring down the sword like so, and there you go. I love this thing. From this configuration, I love this big gigantic sword of doom. So I love that weapon. It's just that he's like ready to kill some you know, some Predacons or Decepticons with this big gigantic sword. Which is pretty awesome. I love it. I love it. Anyway, so we shall magically strip Warpath down, and we shall move on to Paleotrex's robot mode configuration. Whoa! Hold on there. I accidentally sorry about that, Warpath. I'm very sorry. Anyway, what was I saying? So we shall. Anyway, what was I saying is blah 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 blah. Again, my tongue stops working every time. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying that we shall move on to Paleotrex's robot mode configuration. Okay? No more pushing Warpath down. Anyway, so let us strip this down, and we shall move on to Paleotrex's robot mode. Okay, looks like we got all the parts stripped down from Warpath, and we have all the Paleotrex's parts just, you know, just laying around on the table, just like fossils. Which is nice. Anyway, so now you want to straighten up his legs right here. So there you go, one leg all done, and just straighten up his leg like so, and there you have one other leg all done. So now take this section right here, just bring this down, bring this all down, and just rotate this section around, and just, oh wait, these are the robot mode legs. Bring this back, become the heels first. These are actually the hands. Just bring this down, that becomes the hand. There we go. Bring this down, and that becomes the hand. So there you go. Anyway, so just strip all this down. This becomes his sword. So there you go. Just unplug all this, unplug all that, and just leave that there. So now we can actually plug in the chest, right, like so. Plug that chest, and there we go. And now we take his head right here and just brings this all the way down, and there you have his head all done. And what you do with the head is you can actually leave this face on if you want to, but the actual robot mode face is actually underneath, like so. Just flip this up, and there you go, his robot mode face is revealed. So this section right here will become his shoulder. Just bring this down, and this will just plug in to this side like so, and this side, just bring this down, and then plug in just like so. Now for his arms, just plug in the arms just like so, and just rotate this around so that everything is oriented properly, and there you have one arm all done. Just plug in the other side. Wait, just plug in the other side and just rotate this around. The hand is oriented properly, and there you have the upper body all done. So now we just take the lower body, just bring this down, this is the front of the crotch, and actually you want to rotate this to the forefront as well. Rotate this to the forefront, like so, and there you have the lower body all done. Just plug in two halves of the body, plug them in, and we are pretty much done. So there you have Paleotrex fully transformed into his robot mode, and he does look really weird, but that's why I love him. I love the look of this figure. It looks so weird but nicely detailed all around, and I love him. I love him. I love how short and stocky he looks. You know, I mean stumpy. Not stocky. I love how stumpy he looks. You know, his legs look stumpy, but that's why I love it. I love this design for Paleotrex. I think it looks cool, and I think it's a cool concept for this Fossilizer gimmick. So that's pretty cool. So you have his sword right here. You can actually plug this into his hand, just like so. Or if you want to store this sword, there is not sure how you can store this sword. Not sure how you store this. You can actually, there is a slot right here. You can actually tab this in like so, and there you have the storage for your sword. But you want him to hold the sword, duh. You want him to hold it, so just plug it into his hand. There we go, and he's holding it. There you go. So let's get in closer so you can take a look at his head sculpt. Very nicely done head sculpt. I definitely do like it. Or if you want to leave this face on to be creepy, anyway. So, but yeah, nicely done head sculpt. Nice yellow for the eyes, and nice some nice weathering paint on the head as well. And I don't know, it's smeared with dirt. It kind of looks like he's smeared with dirt, but more it looks like it more looks like he's smeared with poo. I don't know, that's what it looks like to me. But anyway, so yeah, all around nicely detailed, nicely colored. No complaints there. But yeah, he does look weird, but that's why I love the weirdness of this design. It looks ridiculous, but that's why I love it. So, but yeah, now his articulation, his head can actually rotate a full 360, can look up a little bit, he can look down a little bit. The shoulders can rotate a full 360, can move in and out. He does have a bicep swivel like right here, or you can actually rotate like right here, and he does have an elbow joint about over 90 degrees of bend. He does have a wrist swivel. You got some finger articulation right here. You can use this hand to move the hands around if you want to, and there you go. This arm is basically the same thing. There's a swivel. You can in and out. You can rotate for 360, elbow joint, wrist swivel, finger articulation, all that stuff. And you do have a waist swivel, which is really nice. And you do have leg articulation. Legs can move up that far, he can move back only that far. He can pretty much do the full splits. He does have a thigh swivel, which is nice. And you do have a swivel above the knee. You do have a knee joint, about 90 degrees of bend. And no ankle tilt, but you can actually break his ankles. I guess you can break his knees, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that counts as an ankle tilt. I'm not sure, because there's no ankle tilt right here. And yeah, and there is a post that can actually flip out right here. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe to plug in some weapons. I mean, you can if you want to, but yeah, there is a post that can actually flip out from his leg. So, there we go. But yeah, that's pretty much it for his articulation. Yeah, not much going on here. I mean, it's pretty poseable, so yeah. But yeah, really cool. Really cool. Nicely done. So let's move on to some size comparisons. Here is Paleotrex compared with his wave mate Warpath. And here is Paleotrex compared with the core class figures, Vertebrake, Rat Trap, and Optimus Prime. With the Kingdom Voyager class Optimus Primal. And last but not least, with his fellow Predacon leader, the Kingdom Leader class Megatron, or as I like to call him, Barney Megatron. So that is pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Kingdom Deluxe class Paleotrex, and he is in a weird pose. But anyway, yeah, I really dig this figure. I really dig these Fossilizers from this Kingdom toy line. I love it. I really love these figures, and they're fun. They're nicely detailed, nicely molded. They're interesting. They're new concept to follow in the Transformers franchise, and I think this works really, really well. And I love this weaponizing gimmick. Yeah, he parts forms, but he parts forms with a purpose, and that purpose is a really, really good purpose, if I do say so myself. And yeah, so yeah, really love this figure. I really enjoyed messing with this a lot. I'm kind of bummed that he's a Predacon, because I wish he was a Maximal, because his face doesn't look like an evil Predacon face. But anyway, he's a Predacon, so I'll just count it. But anyway, that's fine. It is what it is. He's definitely very, very poseable all around. I mean, you can actually use that joint to have him standing in a weird pose if you want to. So that's weird. But yeah, really, really well done figure. I really got no complaints here. So as far as ranking Paleotrex on a scale of 1 to 10, he has good articulation, great playability, because I can definitely see the fun from this figure. Nicely detailed, good looking robot mode. Looks weird, but still looks good. And the Dino mode is looking really, really good as well. Awesome Dino mode. So I just have to go for it. He's a 10 out of 10 for me. I really, really love this figure. Love this figure so much. And it gives, you know, like the Optimus Primal Mace some vibes going on there. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. So that's amazing. And you got an option where you can actually have the true robot mode face or the, you know, the skull face. So that's pretty cool. So, and I think that's pretty much it for today's video review. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are completely new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. And while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you'll know when my new videos are up and ready. And if you want to check out my other Kingdom reviews, there is a link to the playlist in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And if you want to get this figure, or, you know, or not, because if you're not a big fan of parts formers, then this is an easy pass for you. But if you love the parts forming gimmick and you want to have fun with your figures, this one is, you know, is in my this figure, I love it. So I highly recommend this figure, because you will not be disappointed at the playability for this figure, because it's definitely fun to mess with. So you can always check out bigbadtoystore.com for any availability for this figure if you want to get this figure online. So, you know, I'll post a link to that playlist, I'll post a link to that website in the description down below as well. So, and I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Deluxe class Paleotrex, and this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out.